All right, friends, how are you today? Aaron Michael Eschenburg here, bringing you some honest astrology for the 12th of September, 2019, Thursday. All right, we've got the moon moved into Pisces. All right, we're deepening our spiritual connection, deepening our expansiveness, our connection with oneness, our connection with again, it's the intangible, the imagination, the illusory, right? Talking about Pisces, the completion of the zodiac. This is before we go on our next journey. We come into this mode of completion. We kind of settle, let the dust settle. And we've got a beautiful full moon coming up here later on in the 13th or really early in the 14th, depending on where you're at. So it's like we're starting to get ready for that full moon action. Now, if we go to the chart here, we've got Mars. Oop, here we go. Mars now is the last one to start this T square here. Okay, so it's a perfect trine to Jupiter. Okay, and a trine to or an opposition to Neptune. Okay, so what is this? You know, these two are about expansiveness. Jupiter here, of course, is within the limits of Saturn. Saturn defines our third dimension, our third world. This is the laws and limits of land, you know. And we've got Neptune here. It is not within the fines, you know, of Saturn. This is limitless. This is our dreams, our imagination, all right, all of the possibilities in the world that could be. And this is very real things. This is, you know, our philosophies and our higher education and thinking and having faith, okay? So the difference between the two is Saturn breaking up the laws and limits of the third dimension. So this is more intangible, and this is more putting that knowledge to use here in the physical world. All right, so this T square, Mars here, our last, you know, the last player, the last personal planet here of all of these in Virgo. You know, this is an intense amount of Virgo energy. This is such a cutthroat amount of Virgo energy. Virgo wants to say yes or wants to say no. You know, there's a right and a wrong. And what's happening here is like, this is what's coming up next is Libra, the balancing scales of Libra. Okay, so we have, I'm saying yes to this, I'm saying no to this, yes to this, no to this, yes, yes, no, 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 and we're balancing our scales right now. Okay, so all of this yes or no energy is like, well, where am I going? What am I doing with my life? Do I want to go do this? Yes or no? Do I want to go do this? Yes or no? Right? So this is really, really intense energy of balancing out these scales and figuring out what the heck it is that we want to do. And then in a couple days here, when everything starts to hit Libra, it's just like, okay, once I know me, once I figure me out and what I want to do, then I can start applying it to other people. But we don't want to get lost right now. That's the thing here. That's the beauty of this particular, this time, this full moon that's coming up, okay, is one, we're connecting with the deeper aspect of our spiritual self, our deeper spiritual nature. You know, why am I on this planet? I chose to come here. You know, my spiritual being chose to embody this human suit, this earth suit. I chose my parents. I chose this timeline. You know, I chose to be here now. So it's like, well, why? Why did I come to choose this? You know, and we can get very distracted. We get very, very, very distracted from the outside sources, from other people, other people's big energies and their journeys. Some people know exactly why they're here, what they're doing, whether they have the knowledge behind it or not. You know, they have a purpose and they're living on that purpose. Some wander, you know, some look at others and are like, what the heck, you know? And it's like, it's almost like putting the horse blinders on in a way, all of this Virgo energy. You know, it's muting out everything else and becoming so focused. And the fact that we have all of our major players, you know, we have the Sun, we have Venus, Mercury, and Mars, all in the sign of Virgo, which in astrology terms, you look at it as like that laser beam focus. Like there's nothing more focused and precise than that Virgo energy in the zodiac. Okay, it's very acute. So we're really focusing in on what? This is the last sign about self before we get into Libra, and now we're going to begin our journey for the next 6 months. You know, and even furthermore with Mars is just going to start getting into, you know, it takes a year for Mars to get through that half of the zodiac, just about. You know, so we're going to start really focusing on what the self that we've been dealing with, the self that we've been noticing, and all of the planets have kind of been moving together. So it's just like we all hit Cancer together. We all hit, this immense water energy together. Then we moved into this Leo, this fire. We got this passion and this drive. Like, yeah, we can be playful and we can have fun and we can go out in the world. And like, I'm not sitting here dripping with all of this old emotions, like that old emotion stuff kind of got washed away earlier this summer. And then it's just like this Leo season was sparking our fire, reminding us of our playful nature and who we are, right? And now in this Virgo season, it's becoming very precise, very focused, very accurate, that laser beam, right? It's like, well, what is my mission? What is my mission here? I can get very distracted by pretty lights and other people's strong energy. I was like, hey, when we come across someone who has really strong energy and is really focused and driven on what they're doing in life, it's inspiring, and we can kind of sometimes gravitate toward those people, and we can help them achieve their purpose on this planet, but we all came down here with our own purposes as well. And this new moon, or full moon that's coming up, this full moon that's coming up here, it's like, again, it's later on the 13th or super early in the morning on the 14th, okay? Which is cool because it's going to be happening at night. It's not one of those daytime full moons. It's just like, you don't get to see it. So this is going to be very illuminated. Later tomorrow night / early in the morning on the 14th. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. So it's going to be a very illuminated full moon. We get to really see it. We get to really feel like the impact and look up and be awed. This is like our last full moon of the summer here before we start fall. Kind of crazy to think about that. But everything's shifting. Everything is changing. We have a lot of focused Virgo energy right now. Who am I? What am I doing on this planet? Why did I choose to come back here? These are the questions that if we haven't been dealing with them already this month, which I'm sure a lot of us have been, who am I? What am I doing? What am I doing to other people? What have you done? What are we doing to help our brothers and sisters? But at the same time, why we have everything in Virgo right now is that we can be so distracted by our brothers and sisters. We get so distracted. Like, sometimes we can get into a relationship and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, well, the person I really like, they do this and I'm kind of moldable. Maybe I'll jump and do that. And we can lose sight of ourselves. We lose sight of our own mission of why we chose to come back to this planet, why we chose this time, why we chose our parents. Okay? We chose this suit. Why? And this Virgo season right now is trying to really take that laser beam focused and magnify it and say, this human, this child, this is why you came back here. And don't be distracted by everybody else's mission in the next few months, in the next coming weeks, whatever it may be. Stay so focused on your mission and your passion, what drives you, what gets you up in the morning. Find it, We should be highlighting this full moon. It should be very, very exciting energy today, tomorrow, to get focused, right? And at 27 degrees Virgo here, we have this meeting up of these two beautifuls, right? 27 degrees Virgo. This is again coming into power, okay? Is coming into a lot of power. And how are you going to handle this power? What are you going to do with this? We can change the world here if we stay focused and driven. Now we see Mars as well is the last one of our personal planets to make the T-square, okay, between Jupiter and Neptune. And this is, now again, and Virgo is very precise, very accurate, the most precise and accurate of all the signs, okay? Over here in Gemini, Mercury's other, this is all the information. You get the lie, you get the truth, the half-truth, the good, the bad, the ugly. Over here, you get exactly what it is. Nothing else, nothing outside of it. It's like if you're looking at purple, you're looking at purple. There's no hints of blue. There's no, it is exactly what it is over here in Virgo. So it's like this very, very focused season right now. We should be really highlighting who the heck are we? What are we doing here? Our two planets of expansion are home. Then we have Saturn, the planet of structure, home. And everything's getting hit by this. So we have, this last T-square here of Jupiter saying, like, look, our little, our warrior, our planet of action, Like, expand beyond what we know is possible. There is so much more to the world. There is so much more that exists beyond what our limited minds or imaginations know. And we can really take this energy and kind of go wild with it. We can create. And that's what, Mars and the sun, these two want to create. They want to play and make something that was nothing before. And we have all of that energy to do that. So what is the life that you are creating? Who are you? What are you doing here on this planet? Why did you choose to come back here? That's what your moon needs right now. The emotional moon needs, and it's in the expansive sign of Pisces. And it says, hey, we have all of these options, all of these possibilities, all of these opportunities ahead of us that we could do. So what are we going to do? Who am I? All of this precise, focused Virgo energy. Who am I? What am I doing here on this planet? Why did I choose to come back here? And I have all of this energy, all of this power, and I'm going to put it to good use. It's a pretty awesome day. All right? So enjoy it. Stay focused. Get focused on what it is that you're doing in this life, who you are, where you're going. And we'll see you tomorrow.